Hi everyone, welcome back to Fertility Friday, our educational video series on infertility related topics. Last time we talked about the initial infertility workup, including ovarian reserve testing, and today we'll talk about the HSG. After ovulation, the egg and sperm will normally meet in the tube, and after fertilization, the embryo will travel through the remainder of the tube and implant in the uterus. A normal uterine cavity and open fallopian tubes are needed in order to conceive naturally. The routine infertility workup typically includes an HSG, which stands for Hysterosalpingogram. The procedure examines the shape and contour of the uterus. It also determines if the fallopian tubes are normal and open. The HSG is usually scheduled after you stop bleeding from your period but before you ovulate, and usually takes a few minutes to perform. The physician will place a speculum in the vagina in order to see the cervix, which is similar to a pap smear. The cervix is cleansed with an antiseptic solution, and then a thin plastic catheter is advanced through the cervix. Depending on the type of catheter used, the catheter may be advanced into the uterus and a small balloon inflated to keep the catheter in place. A water-soluble contrast dye will then be injected through the catheter, which will then fill the uterus and fallopian tubes, and then will spill out of the fallopian tubes into the pelvis. X-rays will be taken as the dye is being injected and allows the physician to watch the dye fill the uterus and travel down the tubes. Your physician will then go over the images with you and describe the findings of the study. An HSG can detect fibroids, polyps, or scarring that may impact the uterine cavity and prevent an embryo from implanting properly into the uterus. It can also detect fallopian tube blockages that prevent sperm and egg from meeting. A blockage of the beginning part of the tube is called a proximal tubal occlusion, and a blockage at the end part of the tube is called a distal tubal occlusion. A distal tubal occlusion results in the buildup of fluid in the fallopian tube called a hydrosalpinx. The fluid that will accumulate in a hydrosalpinx can flow back into the uterus and be toxic to an embryo and make it more difficult to conceive. The procedure is associated with a few common side effects: pain similar to menstrual cramps, especially as the dye is being injected, vaginal spotting or light bleeding, and watery discharge. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give us a like, comment below. You can always follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube under the handle Kathiresan MD. Thanks again and see you next time.